Hey everyone, it's Aubrey in Wonderland, and I am here with.
Jane Shrink. Oh, my hand isn't in the camera.
If you don't know Jane, she's awesome, and she has a YouTube channel, and the link to her channel will be below. But we're here for the tag. We were tagged by Lily VSG and Rachel Rockcreate in their video on the My Rules for Life Post-Op WLS. So we actually have part 1 of this video on Jane's channel, and this is part 2.
Welcome to part 2.
Yeah. Do you want to maybe share a little bit about who you are?
So if you're not familiar with me or you've never been to my channel, it's Jane Shrink. I had VSG surgery in March of 2016 in Tijuana, Mexico. Since surgery, I've lost, oh gosh, I'm terrible. I did this earlier, like 60-something pounds. 80-something pounds since pre-op and 100-something pounds since my highest weight. Sorry, that's really terrible. I should know these things. And I'm just had my 5 months post-op. So.
I didn't tell you this. I probably should have told you this beforehand. But we both live in the same town, and we met on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling my husband, you are affectionately known at my house as the serial killer. Because I was telling my husband about Janie, and he's like, oh, she's a serial killer, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a little bit leery about me meeting people online and going into their house.
I didn't tell my brother-in-law on purpose that I met you because he's a police officer, and I'm pretty sure you would have a big problem with it.
Yeah, I had to show my husband one of your videos, and he was like, okay, she doesn't look like a serial killer. But even today, he's like, don't forget, I'm going to Jane's house tonight after dinner. And he's like, oh, the serial killer?
So that's hilarious. Yeah, I will take that nickname. I am crazy.
Okay. So on that note, let's talk about vitamins.
Yes.
What vitamin requirements and rules were you given by your team?
So they are pretty liberal or pretty loose with their rules. They pretty much just said take a bariatric multivitamin, and or they recommended the Flintstones vitamins, and I purchased probably 5 different bariatric vitamins, and I couldn't choke them down. They made me super nauseous immediately post-op. And then I went to Target, and I spent like $6 on a bottle of Flintstone vitamins after wasting, I don't even know how many hundreds of dollars. And that was the only one I could keep down, so I just kind of kept with it.
Okay, so I am a closet Flintstone vitamins taker.
No, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So, who else was saying? Oh, VSG Brit Brat. And she's like perfect on all of her stuff.
And Drea.
Okay.
Awesome.
And she takes Flintstone vitamins? Okay, well now I'm out of the closet. I also take Flintstone vitamins. I liked them because they had the iron requirements that I have that I need to meet in there. And then also they don't taste like complete and total crap.
And the other ones would make me so nauseous I couldn't drink water. I felt like I would throw up. And I tried so many different ones.
So my office had pretty specific guidelines. They wanted the high potency multivitamin with 18 grams of iron, which would also include like a Centrum for women. So usually women's vitamins will carry that iron in it too. So, and then 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams of calcium citrate in 2 to 3 doses, and then 1,000 IUs of vitamin D, which they were saying is usually found in your calcium supplements.
I think that's right. I think the calcium and vitamin D usually come together.
Okay.
But we also live in so much sunshine.
I know.
We get natural vitamin D.
I know. That's true. We get that
should be taken into account or whatever, because we have 300 and something days of sunshine every year.
360 days a year average of sunshine in Bend, even if it's 12 degrees outside.
It's beautiful and sunny.
It's still sunny.
Freaking cold or freaking hot.
And it tricks you because you look outside and you think, oh, it's nice outside, and you go outside and you freeze your butt off.
Yeah.
So anyway, I digress. And then 1,000 micrograms of B12 2 times a week.
Oh, I do a little bit of extra B12 from time to time, only because I'm also vegetarian, and that's one of the vitamins or minerals that are depleted in the soil for vegetables, blah, 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 blah. I've done a lot of research, but I also will occasionally do the Zip Fizz. If you've seen those, they're like a vitamin energy drink, but they're like 10,000 whatever units of B12 per one, and I have those from time to time too, just to kind of.
Well, keep in mind too that I had Roux-en-Y and Jane had VSG, so we do have different requirements.
Yes.
Mostly vitamins is where the differences come in.
Yeah, because you don't have as much time in your intestine to.
Yeah.
Absorb
My
everything.
my nutritionist that leads the group I go to, the support group, she calls it short gut.
That's awesome.
So they're real professional here. Those of you with short gut. And then the things that I've added for myself that I kind of just put in was just biotin and the fiber gummies. I believe in the biotin less and less. I mean, it doesn't stop the hair loss, but it helps. Whatever.
There's a little bit of biotin in the Flintstones, and I'm not one of those people that like to smash as many vitamins as I possibly can, hoping that something will catch. Because I've also read that if you take like an abnormal amount of one vitamin, that it could impact your absorption rate of your other vitamins. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like my hair is going to fall out anyways. So.
I was also told by the nutritionist that if you take too much biotin, it can affect your thyroid testing levels. So if they go to test your thyroid, it'll be all wacky because you were taking too much biotin.
Does it actually hurt your thyroid, or does it just mess with the level?
I think it just messed with the testing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting too. So what are your rules around when and how you take your vitamins? I take the calcium in the morning. I have a jar of them right there by my makeup brushes, and I just pop them. They taste like Starburst. I take the what are they? The Bariatric Advantage.
Oh, I've heard other people talk about those.
They're so good. I get the strawberry ones, and the lemon ones are good too. But then I take a multivitamin. I remember to take my vitamin Best at work, so I'll take it in like mid-morning, and then I leave work by 4, so another like pretty close before I leave work, and then I take another calcium at night. And I should be taking a third one in the middle there, and I don't always make that happen.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
I don't take calcium.
Yeah.
Unless it's probably in my Flintstone. But I usually just take that in the morning with my coffee and my water when I first get up. Otherwise, I'll totally forget and I won't do it. And if I feel like I need a boost of vitamins, sometimes I'll grab an extra Flintstone.
And the calcium isn't nearly as important with the VSG as it is with the iron.
No, it's definitely not.
Okay. And then I've only had my blood work done once since surgery, but like I said, I'm not quite 5 months post-op. I think they might want to do it again at the 6 month, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. My insurance is in flux right now, so I'd have to pay for it.
Yeah, then that's expensive too. I have terrible insurance and it's expensive anyways.
Yeah.
My surgeon recommended, so we did pre-op blood work when I got to the hospital, and then blood work at 3 months and blood work at 1 year. And then they said, you just kind of keep going on with your annual blood work checkup every year from then on. So
I'm going to try those patch ones.
Those look really cool. So when I was talking about it, like immediately post-op, that I was struggling with my vitamins, people were recommending the patch. And I was going to try Flintstones, and if that didn't work, then I was definitely going to the patch. But the patch looks really awesome.
I know. My problem is remembering the vitamins. I forget them too often, even though I have a reminder set on my phone. I forget them, and so I'm thinking about maybe just slapping the patch on there.
K-Cups, my coffee, and my Flintstones vitamins are right next to each other, so I literally grab a K-Cup and grab the Flintstones out at the same time. Start my coffee, grab out my vitamins, because that's like the only way I'll do it. Because when they were other places, I would never get it. But
yeah.
It's a requirement for coffee, and coffee is a requirement for the day.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta do what works for you. So exercise, were you given any kind of instructions about exercise?
Absolutely not. I love Alive or Me. I think they did a fantastic job. I researched them. I think they have very skilled surgeons, but their exercise recommendations and their nutrition recommendations were not the reason I chose them. They just said exercise.
Yeah.
Do
That's
more
kind of what
movement.
my office said too. I had to do a 6-month pre-op process, and so every time I'd go in, they'd go, "What kind of exercise are you doing?" They asked me about it a lot, but they didn't give me a lot of like
feedback or
ideas or requirements. Yeah, they just kind of were like happy to hear when I finally did get to say yes, I'm exercising.
Yeah.
So, and then I set some for myself. I try to go at least twice a week to the gym. My boss pays for my membership, and so kind of a little bit out of obligation, which is good. I go, and then also I want him to pay for it again for another year. So I want to be able to say, yes, I absolutely use it. And then I do see better weight loss when I do you hear their dogs?
I'm laughing because my chihuahuas are freaking out upstairs. They're howling. They usually only howl when I howl, which is kind of like my secret dog mom thing. I don't ever tell anyone, but
but now the world knows.
Now the world knows. There you go. It's on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm trying to go 2 days a week, which I know it probably doesn't do a ton of good only going 2 days a week, but
it's better than nothing.
It's
totally better than nothing.
And in the fall, I'll be able to go a lot more. I have a lot of mom guilt because I work full time, and so does my husband, and so I don't like to be away from my family more than just the 8 hours or 10 hours I work a day. So when they've been at school all day doing something more constructive and all that, it's easier for me to justify getting out. So
absolutely.
I don't know.
I walk my dogs every single day. I have absolutely no breaks. They go crazy or they start freaking howling or whatever if I don't walk them. So that's a requirement, and we walk for half an hour, 45 minutes. And then I try and exercise on top of that. I'll be honest, I've been really, really terrible about it lately. But I was running, and I did the 5K training, and then I started hiking the river trail a whole bunch, and that was like an 800 calorie workout. And then I went to the gym last week, and then haven't been back. So
I'm really bad about recreational exercise. Like, I don't exercise for fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of enjoy running, I guess, but I'm usually have to be angry about something to run. But I definitely want to go back, and I definitely want to make it a part of my routine, and I want to do it. I think I've just been super busy lately, so in the next couple weeks, I will be dedicating more time for that. So I have goals. And I saw Caitlin VSG's, she got some guns, and I'm like, I want some guns. She's been working out.
I do all cardio. I'm afraid to go in and do my pump. Also, I'm kind of a schizophrenic exerciser. Like, it's true. So in my real life, in my office, in my music, you'll find like, I don't know, like Thrat Pack, and then maybe some soft country, and like, it's very like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I exercise to like raunchy rap music.
I'm a big fan of gangster rap when you're working out. Like, I've got some pretty good like gangster rap tunes, and I find like my little inner ghetto girl, because a little ghetto.
It gets you pumped up. You're like,
yeah. Like, I used to live in Seattle, but then like if I'm just working, I'll listen to like indie music or something softer.
Yeah. Okay, so a little sidetracked there, but food and tracking. So I aimed from 800 to 850 calories a day. I'm still struggling to meet that goal, but trying to stay up there. And then I usually try to eat about a half a cup in a sitting, and then I try to do at least 2 ounces of a protein minimum. So if I'm sitting down to like chicken and vegetables, I try to make sure I at least have a 2-ounce serving. I feel like my restriction is so really, really limited, like just really tight. So
Is
I have
that-
to eat kind of in shifts.
Is that
to try and
every
get
day
them
that
in.
you feel like it's super strict, or do you have some days where you feel like you have more capacity than other days?
Some days I feel like I have more capacity, but usually it's because of what I've been eating that day.
Mm.
If I'm eating a food that's going to move through me quickly or condense down really small,
Mm-hmm.
I can eat a lot more food.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can eat a pretty big plate of salad,
Right.
but only eat a tiny little chicken breast
Yeah.
like that.
I
So,
can smash some salad for sure.
Yeah.
It's
kind of nice sometimes just to feel like you're eating like a
because
normal
it like
person.
it like lets my brain think that I'm having all of this food, and I see this like huge, which is like
Mhm.
a normal small bowl of salad. But I see that and I'm like, it triggers
Yeah.
something in my head that makes it more normal for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So, and then macros for me, I'm not even, I don't know. I try to keep it under 30 grams of carbs, but I think I mentioned earlier, I don't watch that super duper close. I just try to keep my food options low carb,
mhm.
and then try to hit the 60 grams of protein. So I guess I don't watch it that close. Yeah. What about you? In general.
So I usually shoot for about 1,000 calories a day. So definitely try and eat more than you do. It doesn't always happen every day. And there are a couple days where I know that I've made bad food choices, and I've definitely gone over that. But that's kind of my gauge where I like to land. Portion size, I have these really awesome glass containers that are 6 ounces if they're like overflowing. So usually like comfortable room to eat in. They're usually about 4 ounces, which is a half cup. And I use that for anything that's more dense, like a bean or quinoa or a grain or a lentil.
Mm-hmm.
If it's less dense, like a salad, I can eat quite a bit of salad. So I'll just fill up my bowl, and then I won't feel guilty if I can't finish the salad because it's just vegetables.
If you guys
And then
haven't
throw the rest
seen her
away.
video that she just posted about the foods that she's eating and stuff, you made some amazing food.
They're good. Even my sister who eats meat and, it doesn't, really follow, she likes all that stuff. So
I'm like, I'm so not creative when it comes to my food. I'm like, girl, I will pay you for your leftovers.
The enchilada quinoa thing,
Yeah.
even if you wanted it to be higher protein and you put like chicken in it, it would be really good. And it was in the crock pot.
I love the crock pot.
My macros, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't really track my macros, although I've had several requests for me to track my food more closely so people can see a better idea of what I'm eating. But I think I did it today, and it was like 30% fat, 30% protein, and 40% carbs or something like that. But I also had quite a few nuts today, so I feel like my fat was probably higher than normal. But I'm going to start tracking that, so maybe I'll start reporting on that and maybe have a better idea of what I'm eating and can kind of tweak stuff. But I'm also super lazy, and I don't like to track things because it's hard.
It is. It is hard to make time throughout the day to do it every day, too.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of try to do, like, shoot for, like, twice a week or something.
Mhm.
I don't track everything I eat every single day.
I eat a lot
But
of
I'll
the same
try to,
foods.
yeah, exactly. So I try to like pick a day that week and track that, and then I kind of get an idea of where I am. I don't track every single thing I eat.
Yeah, no, I don't think about it every day either because I'm single, I live alone, I'm making a ton of food for just my little tiny tummy. So
Okay, so that's it. We finally got to the end of the list, and so thank you, Leanna and Rachel, for tagging us.
That was such an awesome idea. Thank you so much for tagging us.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the positivity. I love getting to know what everybody else does.
Yeah, and to
my Flintstone freedom.
And then also just to accept that everybody is different. Like Aubrey and I have different surgeries. We have different lifestyles. We have different food plans. And that's okay. Everybody's different.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you next time, and check out Jane's channel. She is C Jane Shrink, and the link is in the list below.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.